Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to The News with Riley King. Let's begin. First up, let's begin with your national election results. Still, we do not have a winner in the presidential race, but let's take a look at those numbers right now and see who is in the lead. As you can see who is in the lead right now, Joe Biden, he is in the lead. He has 253 votes, and Donald Trump has 214 votes. To win, you need 270 to win the presidential race. So, Joe Biden is in the lead, as you can see. Now let's get to your election 2020 live updates and results. Hundreds of thousands of votes are still being counted. Your top headlines: Trump's campaign's Georgia lawsuit dismissed. Judge permits campaign observe up-close view of ballot count after Trump complaint. Biden continues to gain ground in Pennsylvania. Judge to order twice daily sweep in mail facilities. Trump tweets stop the count. Your 1:04 p.m. update. In Georgia, Trump is now leading by 13,540 votes as of 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Trump has 49.5%, while Biden has 49.2% in votes. In Maricopa County, Arizona, officials, they said that the vote counting, the ballot continue here, will likely take days and probably into the weekend. We still have about 275,000 outstanding absentee ballots in Maricopa County. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News correspondent Whit Johnson.
Give us a sense of where the count is right now. I know we're expecting another big cache of votes to come in this evening. When do they expect to finish in Arizona? Where do things stand right now?
George, I actually just got off the phone with Maricopa County elections officials a short time ago, and they tell us, don't hold your breath. They're going to do that one big release of results later this evening. They're only going to do one, not two like they did the night before. But they said that the vote counting, the ballot counting here will likely take days and probably into the weekend. And if you do some of the math that we have here, it all makes sense. We still have about 275,000 outstanding absentee ballots in Maricopa County. There are about 17,000 provisional ballots and several thousand more that need further research. And then on top of that, you have about 100,000 outstanding ballots from other counties. And if you ask the Democrats and Republicans, both will say that they have a pathway, depending on which county you're looking at. So this could still take some time. Yesterday, we know they were able to tabulate more than 130,000 ballots. So that gives you a sense that, maybe we're at least 2-3 days out. They say, look, this is historic turnout like they've never seen before. They are counting ballots faster than they ever have before, but they need to verify signatures, and the process is going to take time. In the meantime, I just want to emphasize that tension is running high here. Overnight, we did see some protests, pro-Trump supporters demonstrating outside the county recorder's office. Some of them were armed and actually tried to get inside to monitor some of the vote counting. Another one of their complaints and concerns, and there's actually a lawsuit that's been filed over this, and there will be a hearing later today, is this issue over using a Sharpie pen to mark some of the ballots. There was some concern from conservatives that maybe those ballots would be thrown out and that people were actually given them. Now, the county here, the state, is trying to reassure people that even if you use a Sharpie ballot, that will be counted. And so there is so much at stake here in Arizona. But again, Democrats are still confident that they can turn this state blue for the first time since 1996. George?
Whit, thank you.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. So we are all eyes on Maricopa County in Arizona. Joe Biden vows to rejoin the Paris climate deal on first day of office if elected. Breaking. MSNBC reporter Jacob demands evidence from one of Trump's advisors and former acting director of national intelligence to break up his assertions about votes in Nevada. Let's take a listen to that video and that report right now.
With me, the former DNI. Come with me, come with me. This is the Trump campaign press conference. Oops, sorry, kids. Come this way. Hey, Rick Grenell, we're live on MSNBC right now. Can you talk about the evidence? You're claiming thousands of illegitimate votes here in Nevada. What's the evidence?
You should go in and ask the question of the clerk.
No.
Which you haven't done
You guys
yet.
just made the claim. No, in fact, you also said there's no election observers. There's Democratic and Republican election observers inside. Mr. Grenell, former DNI Grenell, acting DNI, where's the evidence of the fraud? You haven't presented any evidence of fraud.
Where's the evidence?
They presented no evidence of fraud, Craig. So we're live on MSNBC. You've said thousands of illegitimate ballots. Thousands of illegitimate ballots. Where are they? Where's the Matt Schlapp? Where are the illegitimate ballots? Where are the illegitimate ballots? So thousands of illegitimate ballots is what they're alleging. They've presented literally no evidence of that, and they're saying go to the county here to ask them of that. We know for a fact there are Democratic and Republican election observers inside. Careful behind you there. And the reality is, Craig, what they have said here is supported by virtually no facts. From what we have seen on the ground here, inside this facility, there is an observation happening. I spoke to an election observer this morning, and they have now said they are filing in federal court a lawsuit to stop counting of ballots. They didn't say all ballots. They said stop the counting of improper ballots. So at the end of the day, we're going to need to see, as a matter of fact, what the language in that lawsuit says. They have the former Attorney General of this state, Laxalt, out here as well. And you just saw former acting DNI Grenell, Matt Schlapp, very familiar names out here in Nevada and across the country. But again, presented without evidence, allegations of fraud here on the ground in Nevada as the count continues inside, and the vote margin is 8,000 votes at this point, and we expect a new dump of votes in just a little bit.
Okay, and there you go on that report. We will keep you updated on that situation as well. Stocks jump as post-election rally continues. Dow up more than 300 points. Stocks jumped on Thursday on hopes the winner of the U.S. presidential election would soon be determined. And that does it for this afternoon edition of The News with Riley King. Thank you for watching The News with Riley King. Have a great rest of your afternoon. See you back here later on today for another edition of The News with Riley King. Goodbye, everyone.